The deep freeze apocalypse
I hide in a farmhouse shelter, binge watching,
cooking, soaking hot springs, watching karma play out. The backstabbing friend who killed me gets hers.
Last life, my pretty friend craved country life, so I waved my hand, bought an abandoned farmhouse for her dream.
We even found a hot spring inside. Then the frozen apocalypse hit.
She hoarded food and the hot spring, and kicked me out. I froze to death in the snow. When I opened my eyes again, I was back, half a month
Reports
earlier.
warned of abnormal cold waves. Temps may drop below -20. Please keep warm. Stay indoors if possible. Hearing this again on the news.
I knew I was reborn. This time, I strike back.
Zhao Wo, what's wrong?
You
spacing out?
My billion asked, staring at that familiar face. I remembered the orphanage days. I once treated her as family, never knew my childhood friend was a beast in human skin. I wanted to choke her, right then and there.
But to avoid suspicion,
I brushed it off with an excuse. My billion.
Took the chance to pitch country life. Zhao Wo, I envy rural life online. Grow veggies daily. Raise chickens, cook meals.
Sounds perfect. If only we could
live like that.
Facing her hints, I gave vague replies, claimed work and left. Drove straight to the old farmhouse, hidden location. With a hot spring, my perfect freeze shelter. I paid $200,000 and bought it all. Once paperwork cleared, I rushed a full survival plan. Started building my bunker. The farmhouse was 3 floors, but old and poorly insulated, useless against extreme cold. So I chose to rebuild. I called a construction crew, told them to move fast, tear it down, rebuild by my blueprint. Double-layer walls. Insulation packed inside. Thick steel plates added, then sealed with concrete. Next, I rented a truck, started hoarding supplies for the freeze. To avoid attention, I contacted local suppliers, ordered tons of drinking water, self-heating hot compressed biscuits, canned food, milk powder. High-calorie, long delivered to my rented warehouse. Then the farmer's market. Bought all cured meat and sausages. Plus 50 bags of rice, 50 bags of flour, 50 barrels of oil. Food done next, medicine. I hit multiple pharmacies. Stocked common meds. To avoid mistakes, I bought medical books too. Better safe than dead. Then straight to electronics stores. 100 tablets, 100 phones. Loaded with my favorite shows.
Hello, miss. This is our biggest order ever. What are these for? Why so many tablets?
I'm an animation blogger. Gifts for my fans. 20,000 followers reward. The boss beamed. He gifted 100 power banks. Loaded straight into my car. After all that, it was already PM. To avoid suspicion, I rushed home. Look at the time. Why so late? Go cook. I stayed calm. Swallowed my rage and cooked. Told her I'd be busy at work. Might not come home often. You're not broke. Why work so hard? I'd hate to see my Zhao Wo tired. Her words almost made me laugh. Sweet mouth, rotten heart. Once the freeze hits, you're done. Next morning, I went hoarding again. Hit a women's store. Bought every down jacket. Extra long, extra thick. Also, down quilts and heavy blankets. 10 boxes of heaters and warm packs. After moving supplies to the warehouse, I planned power and heating. Decided on an indoor fireplace for heat, stock coal and firewood. Even build a heated bed, northern style. Thinking that, I drove back to the shelter. Told the crew my plan. Asked if it's doable.
It's doable, but winters are cold here too. A fireplace won't change much. Neither will a heated bed.
Just do it. Money won't be an issue.
Heating solved. But power was next.
I plan to use hot spring runoff
to generate power.
Output small,
but enough
for phones and tablets.
No time wasted. I ordered 2 generators and tons of gas stored at home. After all that, I checked for gaps, then hoarded again.
Freeze countdown, 10 days.
Midwinter. Yet temperatures rose. People talked non-stop. Experts explained this abnormal warmth. Temperatures rising. No need to worry. It's global warming. Winter is over. But I knew this was the calm before hell. Once the heat fades, temps will crash overnight. -70, -80. The whole world freezes.
Apocalypse countdown begins.
I posted under weather forums. I left a
Told
comment.
people the weather felt wrong. Said they should stock up, just in case.
They called me crazy and muted me. Nothing I could do. I did my part. Whether they listen or not,
That's on them.
Most supplies were ready.
The drones and weapons I ordered online
Started arriving at the warehouse. After days of non-stop
I finally
work,
got a break.
I went home,
planning to dump all my billions winter clothes.
every last one. The deep freeze was coming. No way I'd let her stay comfy.
When she saw me sorting old clothes,
My billion walked over.
with a recent heat wave,
She'd already switched to a short skirt.
why are you suddenly cleaning clothes? The house'll be renovated soon. Figured I'd toss what we don't need. Save space. But you only wore these one winter. That's such a waste.
I told her
It's already hot. Keeping old winter stuff
would just be a hassle during renovation.
I told
her to toss hers too.
Don't worry whatever you throw out. I'll buy you new ones.
She loves freebies. Hearing that, she happily dumped all her winter clothes.
Every piece.
Waiting for me to replace them. I laughed quietly to myself.
You want new clothes? You gotta live long enough first. 5 days before the freeze.
The shelter
Was finally finished after non-stop
done.
overtime.
I paid the workers in full. Then, I slowly moved supplies from the warehouse into the shelter as the deadline closed in. I sped things up around the villa and walls.
I installed premium surveillance
Built for
cameras,
extreme weather.
each with its own power supply.
I added barbed wire to the walls, wired with electricity.
One switch, and it becomes a live fence.
My industrial freezers arrived too. I wouldn't need them later.
But right now it was 20-30
Way
degrees.
too warm.
Meat and veggies would rot fast.
Once they arrived,
I hit the seafood market. 200 kilos each
Plus
of shrimp
live
and
fish.
crab, 20 chickens, ducks, and geese each,
and tons of fresh beef, lamb, and pork.
Last stop the supermarket.
Snacks I
like.
Drinks too. I filled the car to the roof. With all this, I knew I'd survive the freeze.
On the first day it hit,
Nothing seemed wrong.
after a week of heat, people believed the experts' lies.
They thought winter was over,
People were out in shorts and t-shirts.
like it was summer. They had no idea what was coming. Early that morning, I went to the shelter,
Waiting, at PM. Everyone got a red blizzard alert.
emergency
It
level.
exploded online. People mocked it.
saying snow was impossible. Then the temperature dropped fast.
Below zero in minutes.
Snow started falling. Everyone cranked the heat. Still, the cold cut through. Some people sensed danger and rushed home. Most froze halfway there. Weaker ones collapsed on the spot. But this was just the start. They didn't know, after tonight, it would hit -70. Snow kept falling, the cold sinking lower. Inside my shelter, I felt nothing. Insulation was my top priority. Best materials money could buy. Pipes ran under the floor. Hot spring water flowing non-stop. Outside was hell, but inside,
It stayed above 10 degrees.
I wasn't cold at all. Compared to me, everyone else was doomed.
People in summer clothes,
Maxed out their heaters.
still shaking uncontrollably.
Some were hospitalized for frostbite. The internet was full of complaints.
Hot this morning. Freezing now. Boss won't even let us leave early.
I drank water outside.
My tongue froze. Took ages to thaw. But all that noise meant nothing to me. Watching the snow fall, I sliced beef and lamb
And
cooked hot pot. Just as I sat down, the phone rang. It was my billion. I answered and opened her camera feed. Her figure showed on screen. I dumped all her thick blankets.
Using the same excuse.
She had nothing warm left. Shaking non-stop when I answered, she screamed hysterically.
Ma Jiao Wo, what's going on? Why is the AC broken? It's freezing in here. Are you trying to kill me?
I broke it on purpose installing cameras. Power wasn't cut yet. No way I'd let her stay warm. I ruined it during installation.
The AC's broken?
I had no idea.
I haven't been home lately.
She froze, said nothing more, and hung up. Watching the feed, her body shaking violently, I laughed. Early on, most stores were still open. Supplies were available. She was just too lazy. I rolled my eyes.
Not my problem. I'm not the one
I went
freezing.
back to the table, eating hot pot and watching shows. Outside, snow was going crazy. Inside, I felt totally
The day
safe.
the deep freeze hit,
Most people thought it was just a normal cold snap. They hid at home, enjoying themselves.
but when they froze awake in bed,
and saw the snow and temperature, they panicked. The blizzard only lasted one night. But snow piled up over a meter deep. Temperatures dropped to -70 or worse,
even with heaters on full blast, and the thickest blankets,
the cold still cut to the bone. Online, people were losing it.
someone said they touched the
And
door.
got severe frostbite. Another said her husband passed out in his
and
sleep.
never woke up.
Water systems froze
Even
solid.
drinking
water turned into ice.
Just water alone pushed most people to the edge. But my place had top-tier insulation, plus hot springs,
Pumping heat non-stop. Compared to the rest, this place was paradise.
At noon, I had fish head soup,
Cold sliced beef,
cucumber salad, and spicy mantis
then
shrimp.
a glass of hot mulled wine. After that, I jumped into
the
the
water
hot
was
spring.
about 50 degrees. The second I got in,
My whole body warmed up instantly. Soaking, sipping hot tea.
watching shows I downloaded earlier.
One word, perfect. Just as I was enjoying myself, the phone rang. Of course, it was my Billion. I opened her camera feed on my tablet.
She looked way worse than before.
Wrapped in a blanket, shaking non-stop.
How are you now? Why aren't you home yet? It's freezing outside. If you catch cold, I'll worry sick.
I was speechless. I was soaking in hot springs nice and warm. Might as well mess with her.
I want to go back too, but I'm stuck at the office. Let me think of something.
Hearing I'd find a way back, my Billion happily hung up. Then she muttered to herself, idiot.
When she gets back, I'll kick her out to find supplies.
Watching her smug face on the feed, I smiled. Just wait.
I'm not as stupid as last life. Day 3 of the frozen apocalypse.
The city blacked out from overload. Homes turned into ice caves.
Even a bit of skin outside the blanket meant instant frostbite.
Boiled water in a cup
Froze in under a minute.
Even drinking water became dangerous.
People who never stocked up. After just 3
Were
days,
almost out of supplies.
some put on thick clothes
And risked their lives going outside, but it was too cold.
They collapsed after a few steps.
Out cold. After my Billion last called me, she kept calling every few days, asking when I'd return. I brushed her off every time.
Watching my best friend on
Karma
camera,
felt real. I turned off the feed.
I wanted to cook braised chicken,
But the meat was frozen solid.
couldn't even cut it, so I made a cup of hot tea instead.
And kept watching shows.
Day 10 of the apocalypse. Fewer people posted online.
Because of the cold, many died quietly. Others collapsed while searching for food.
Never getting back up.
To survive, people fought over scraps. Worse than the disaster was human nature.
The neighborhood group kept blowing up.
Who has supplies? I'll pay big. We're neighbors. We should help each other.
Please save us.
We'll repay you someday. As expected, no one helped. Reading the chat, I got an idea. The old apartment had a hidden storage room. Before leaving, I moved boxes of ration biscuits inside,
Just waiting for today.
I posted prepared photos to the group.
I live in 3102. I still have supplies.
I'll share so we survive together.
Go ask my sister at home.
The group exploded instantly. My phone rang non-stop.
No surprise.
It was my Billion.
Ma Zhao, you bitch. You had food and didn't tell me. You let outsiders take it instead. Are you trying to kill me?
Before she finished, loud knocking came through the phone. Shouting everywhere.
Please, have mercy. Count to 3.
Open up, or we force it. The fuse I planted finally blew.
I don't have food. Ma Zhao lied to you.
I shouted into the phone.
Billion.
Everyone's struggling.
Don't be selfish. I left you plenty of food.
Share it.
They won't hurt you.
That set the crowd off instantly. Not long after, I saw the door smashed open on camera. Billion screams,
Cries for help, and chaos.
all mixed together. Second by second, her cries grew weaker. Until silence, I knew it was over. 2 months passed. The storm never stopped. My shelter had supplies for years, but I didn't know when this would end. Alone, I watched shows.
Cooked, soaked in hot springs. Day 400 of the frozen apocalypse.
Radio static woke me up. The Weather Bureau announced temperatures would rise soon. All residents. I rubbed my eyes in disbelief. Was this real? Was the end finally over?
Day 410, dripping from the eaves.
Meant the ice was melting. Day 420, helicopters filled the sky. Official rescue began. Power systems were restored. I turned on the TV. The news reported rescue progress. As of now, the city has resumed operations. Residents may go to nearby aid points to collect emergency supplies. Urban and rural residents. I pushed open the shelter door. Sunlight poured down. I breathed in fresh air greedily. Tears filling my eyes. The apocalypse was over.